Hello, I'm Master Pete Thibado, and these are the requirements for the 6th Gup testing for 5th Gup. So you're a green belt now, looking to test for blue stripe, and the green belt, the color of the green belt, represents the growth of the tree. So the white belt was innocence, yellow belt representing the seed, and the green belt representing the green tree as it grows in the knowledge of Taekwondo. Pattern 1-yo is required at this level, and there are 28 moves in the pattern. It's in an eye diagram, and the pattern history for 1-yo represents the Buddhist monk who introduced Buddhism to the Silla dynasty in 686 AD. The fact that he introduced Buddhism that late in time really is not so much that there wasn't Buddhism before then, but a new type of Buddhism called Zen Buddhism, which was for the lay people. So before that time, Buddhism was just for the elite or the literate. This new type of Buddhism was for everyone, all people. So that is the reason why it's significant at the time, and this is very important in Korean history. So this is pattern 1-yo. 1-yo tool. The new moves in 1-yo tool: bending ready stance. The position of the hips are just like L stance guarding block, except that the foot will be placed just inside the knee joint. You should have your hips half facing, your knuckles shoulder height. And as you do the block, turn your hips in the direction that the hands are traveling. If you do a guarding block in L stance or a guarding block in bending ready stance, both applications are the same. One, you need to be a little farther away. The chumbi, or ready position, close ready stance type A, the top of the knuckles should be at philtrum height. Make a fist with your right hand. Put the fingers on top of the knuckle and keep your wrist straight. Don't collapse the wrist. Keep your wrist straight and just place your thumb on top of the other. Arm bent at 45 degrees. Inward strike in L stance comes to the chest line. So you have shoulder line, chest line, and center line. As you do inward strike with the knife hand, that comes to the chest line. Also, when you're punching in fixed stance, be sure that your shoulders are half facing. Don't turn side facing, remain half facing. Circular block, keep the hips back, half facing as you go all the way through the block. Finish the block with turning the hips to the opposite half facing. Keep your arms here, lower your body, keeping your spine straight. Turn the hips as you finish the block. These are the kicking requirements for green belt testing for blue stripe. The first kick, hook kick. A new kick at this level. So this kick is designed for the side rear, an opponent attacking from the side rear. So there's a couple of ways I can explain that. We're in parallel stance this way. Front kick, side kick, turning kick is for the side front, side rear, is the hook kick direction. So if I'm in L stance here and I do hook kick at the side rear, that's the idea. Now, if I'm calling for the kick lead leg, we just need to turn the hips this way so that the direction of the kick according to your hips is at the side rear. So if there's some more explanation, you'll have to get that from a personal instructor, but understand that we name the kicks from a parallel stance, and then we have kicks for any direction that someone might be approaching. Then if you're in L stance, you may need to change your hip facing in order for it to work. So hook kick is attacking with the back heel. The idea is to hook in behind your opponent. Once again, with the lead leg, at this point I want to pick up my leg with the knee bent. The heel should be higher than the knee. I extend my leg, almost fully extended. I retract, I pull my hip across and retract the heel to my rear. As I'm hooking around behind the opponent, I'm hitting with that back heel. The hamstring is the muscle that's kicking, that's employing the kick. So that is hook kick, stepping motion, lead leg or rear leg, same idea. The second kick is downward kick. Downward kick is also with the heel, and as the name implies, it's coming downward. Two ways you can do that, outward or inward. Outward motion means that you're starting at the center line of the body and moving outward, this way. Inward motion, from the outside of the body towards the center line. Strategy for either one of those kicks is going to depend on where your opponent is, how close, and what's going on in the match. But there are specific reasons in strategy for each one of those. Employment is the same, back heel or the ball of the foot. Downward kick, outward motion. Downward kick, inward motion. Next kick is crescent kick. Crescent kick is defensive. It's only inward motion. The shape of the kick is a crescent shape, hence the name. It would be to move someone's arm or leg, any attacking obstacle coming at you, with the arch of the foot. Crescent kick looks like that. Adjusting the height of the kick is going to be with the bend of the knee. So if I'm doing a crescent kick low, the knee still comes up and I crescent or block there. If I'm going to block higher, still from the same place, just extend from the knee to the height that's necessary to do the kick. Good. The next kick will be some flying kicks. So we're going to start off with a flying side front kick. Flying front kick, like a green stripe, was in walking stance. Side front snap kick is done from L stance, with the hips half facing as you make contact with the kick. Side front kick, flying side front kick. Tucking the opposite leg up underneath at the moment of the kick. Flying side front kick. Next, flying high kick. Flying high kick is kicking straight up. Flying motion is done in a double motion. So you throw the opposite knee up, and then the kicking leg follows. The upward motion with the opposite knee is what allows you to get in the air for that to happen. And flying side piercing kick. Flying side kick is at this level is taught in a single motion. So I'm going to take off my left foot, kick with my right leg. The opposite foot should tuck this way right at the moment of contact. Once again, flying side piercing kick. Green belt level step sparring is 2-step sparring basic. We have a few people here to demonstrate for you. 2-step is 1 hand and 1 foot attack. There's no more measuring at this level like a 3-step. And 2-step sparring basic, we have 1 counter attack. Any kick from this level of green belt that we just went over can be used as an attack or a counter attack. All right, chariot, face your partners. Can you demonstrate 2-step sparring basic? Begin.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Come on, Haro. Can you? Very good, thank you. So 2-step sparring at this level is used to have actual opponents so you can use the new moves and have someone there. You can strategize with these moves. If you do the exercises in your pattern, you do the fundamental moves in class, and then use your 2-step sparring to learn how far away you need to be from your opponent, the timing needed to do the blocks, the tools, the proper tools to use for your blocking and your counterattacking. Also strategizing for angles, timing, and distance. So at white and yellow belt, 3-step sparring, that timing and distance is learned. At green belt now you're strategizing, using angles a little more, and developing all of those skills that you're learning at this level. Good luck. Thank you. Holsten Sul, or self-defense at the green belt level. I'm going to demonstrate 3 different throws: a punch, a front kick, and a straight fingertip thrust. There will be many different ones that your instructor may show you. These are just some examples and a small sampling of what you might do. So green strike, make sure that you practice the break falls so that you don't get injured as you're falling when you're doing these moves. So don't move on to this level until you really pass the grade from that green strike. Those falls are extra important. Right walking stance, right punch. Throw against a 4-fist punch. Good. All right, you okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. So watch one more time as you step right, punch right. I'm going to do a hooking block. My arc hand goes into the armpit. I step inside the stance and put my heels together. I pull them up over my hips and begin to throw. You want to use your legs, not your back. As you can see, it works well. All right, the next Holsten Sul move that I'm going to demonstrate is a throw against a front snap kick. So Joe, this time left leg back, L stance, front snap kick. See, check. Very good. Nice break fall. Okay, once again, it's very important to learn how to fall, because there's no mercy when you're being dumped like that. So here's the move. Left leg back, left front kick. I'm doing a low block with my left hand, scooping under the knee, grabbing the shoulder, and sweeping the other leg. That was a little nicer that time.
Yes.
Okay, now the last one, come around this way. Straight fingertip thrust. So this could be just a thrust or maybe a knife thrust. So as the opponent is striking, what I want to do is step back out of the way. Back up one more time. So as the knife thrust comes in, I want to move away and control the knife hand. this way, fingers on top, thumb pointed in the same direction as the fingers. I grab on with the other hand and I put my elbow on top of his to bend this arm and control it to come right back past the face. Then I step back with my left leg this way. I still have control of the knife and I can do a wrist grab or a joint lock to pin him to the floor. Thank you. Be careful. Joe has been training with me for a while. He's very good at falling. Don't hurt your friends. Save it for the enemies. Thank you. I'm Master Pete Thibado, and I'm a 7th degree black belt. I've been training in Taekwondo since 1975. I'll be promoted sometime this year to 8th degree black belt. I was thinking about dropping some weight. I was about 205. I was 180, 15 years ago. Well, actually 20 years ago. And I was fighting full contact at about 178. My wife and I both did the reset. I went from 205 down to like 185. My wife lost about 12 pounds. Other black belt lost like 30 pounds. It's amazing. That's first of the year. Today is April 2nd. In the preparation for that test, and I'd been working out really hard, and a couple times a week when I go home I'd have severe muscle cramps. Our friend recommended that I try a handful of the health pack. So that week that I tried the health pack, I didn't have any muscle cramps. It was great. Damn, the supplements worked. I'm hooked. Ever since I've been on them, the muscle cramps went away. The difference that I've noticed in taking the health pack twice a day is the clarity of my mind, the endurance, the level of tiredness at the end of the day. My flexibility is better. I'm with kids most of the day. A lot of them are sick all the time. I never get sick.